I'm Sterling Carl Tucker. I'm the godly, glorious, gorgeous genius guru that's on a mission to make EGOD Technology Corporation, starting with collision prevention systems, which will prevent 135 million human lives from the most brutal and completely preventable deaths, which is deaths from road collisions. I recently have been put into timeout and forced to drive a 2025 Nissan instead of a Tesla, and it seriously is an actual punishment. I mean, like it's like it feels like the difference between like a motorbike and a bicycle. It baffles me that anybody drives non-electric engines. An electric engine has instant torque. I mean, I'm imagining that they all do. Drills do. Anyway, it's just a way better motor design than the V8 engine or anything like that, anything combustible. Okay, but anyway, I wanted to make my DOGE Daily Details because where it's the end of the year, I'm definitely not going to be making them tomorrow or anything like that. I'm going to be with my parents all day. I am so perplexed about something, which is the constant universal state of dissatisfaction of humans. It seems like the people out of relationships are miserable because they're out of them. The people that are in them, they're always complaining about their relationship or that they... And I'm just like, what, like... Anyway, and maybe I'm just happen to be in a closed environment where people have bad relationships. It's probably because I'm in Utah, which is the land of, polygamy. I mean, the Mormons were polygamists. It's not conspiracy theory. The only reason the Mormons quit polygamy is because the federal government told them that they would, quote, exterminate them. And so it became illegal. In fact, when I look at my pedigree, which is just, my genealogy, my, great-great-grandpa, they've got photos uploaded of him. One of his photos was a prison photo serving time for polygamy. Anyway, and it blows my mind too that in real life, when my dad, he got carpal tunnel surgery on his hand, and I mean, how cruel is existence that without that surgery, people's hands from carpal tunnel, they lose mobility of their hands. Like, what kind of a cruel... Anyway, we got like a really cruel programmed reality. I'm surprised that anything's dumb enough to get on the bad side of the creator. Anyway, and the people that doubt a creator, I mean, actually, the majority of the people on this planet do believe in a creator, aka they understand somebody made their cell phone. They might not know who made it, but somebody made it. And no one made it, a very large group of people made it. Anyway, and it stands likely to be true the same with ourselves, obviously, as we are an electronic, a computer as well, a calculator as well. I mean, we're the inventors of numerical systems. Anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about that. I don't even know what I got going down a side subject for. Anyway, it's so important that collision prevention system occurs as soon as possible. Like driving down the highway, there's these sensors in this 2025 Nissan. The sensors come on the side lights, being like, there's someone to the side of you, and it will let you drive right into them. I'm like, dumbass car manufacturers. If you know that there is someone to the side of them, why would you not prevent the steering wheel from being able to turn in that direction to a degree that would cause a collision? Anyway, it should absolutely unquestionably be legally mandated. Those sensors are so cheap, and software is free in the fact that, I mean, it's not free. Like, it has to be developed. But I mean, it's not, it doesn't take any resources other than our number one wasted resource, which is human productivity. Having humans flip hamburgers like at McDonald's, why would a machine not do that? First of all, it's basically impossible to go through a McDonald's drive-thru and order a McChicken with no lettuce and get no lettuce. It, like, the number of, or the level of incompetency that exists within the human species, at least at fast food level is terrifying, and like it should not be part of our food system. Like we should have our food machine produced. Anyway, and I plan on making that automated faster than fast food at some point in the near future. They're just things that are absolutely required. Okay, so it's one of my favorite analogies, and I've said it several times before, but it's like those little vacuums. So like the amount of time it would take me to vacuum my house, right? Versus the amount of time it takes to program something, and then it will do it for the rest of existence. And the amount of time that it takes to program something, normally, I mean, if people are intelligent and understand the programming and the command and like the desired result, anyway, because anyway, damn, my brain just went totally blank. I wonder if I shouldn't vape. I don't think it's really, I honestly think it's to do with Xanax, and I can't not take Xanax. I find it so bothersome to me and mind-boggling that literally the most addictive substances, the most dangerous drugs on the planet are the only ones that we're allowed to have, like Xanax. I will go through like horrific sweats if I don't take it before I go to bed. I cannot sleep, like I just go into immediate withdrawal. After taking it just a few hours before, well, not a few hours, 8 hours, and then by the time I sleep, that's where the withdrawal starts. And anyway, it's absolutely horrible. Or here's another one, fentanyl, FDA approved painkiller, but kratom is a problem, supposedly. No, kratom is an absolute, unquestionable savior of millions of American lives, including mine, and we have a right to religion and a right to our fucking food. Who the hell could question that? Like, how the hell does that... How is anything that stupid? And I mean, I don't mean to sound primitive or whatever, but everything should understand it has flesh on its body. And so that means that, like, if anybody decides that they want to attack the human species is going to stop that. That is not going to be happening. And I mean, come on, look at human history. It's non-stop other than that story repeating. So hopefully people will be able to observe that and stop trying to break in other people's countries or, you know, invade other people's countries, take other people's property. Those things inevitably turn out bad, especially for the individuals. Like, we don't even know what happens to the individuals. For example, Hitler, we don't know what happened to him. He could have easily been taken and tortured, you know, like, who knows? He had a lot of enemies. There's no question about that. And we know that throughout all of human history, King Charles and that, I mean, like there's places all over, not King Charles anyway, yeah, because he's the current king of the United Kingdom. Anyway, which is really cool. And like, anyway, I know his son, and his son from his first wife. But anyway, and like nobody else even knows about that. Yeah, and it's from the CIA, oddly enough. Yeah, so, anyway, yeah, I want to make automated fast food. Collision prevention systems, 135 million lives. It is common sense. FSD already knows how to take over, and creating a platform that's going to be able to detect what will and will not cause a collision is like the most base, fundamental cause and effect. I mean, when two things are going to collide, how complex is that to know whether or not, you know? Anyway, so like it's a very simple platform thanks to FSD being completed. Making a vehicle able to drive itself is not simple at all. And that is part of a collision prevention system. It's if someone steers their vehicle in a way that would cause a collision, do not send that input through and activate FSD, and FSD will continue to drive pull them over and send an officer over there and be like, why did you almost cause a car accident? If it wasn't for this collision prevention system, you would have killed somebody. Anyway, and the reason I leave it like that too is because you have no clue how much these states make off of tickets, speeding tickets and stuff like that. And they should, because it teaches people self-control. Like, something needs to teach that in society. Existence is strictly preserved by self-control. Currency is self-control. It's going to work. And self-control. It requires self-control. And anyway, so I really like to do things in a way that benefits the state and the government, while simultaneously equally benefiting everybody, which is what collision prevention systems does. Yeah, I went to Governor Herbert about it like 10 years ago, and they thought it was way too space age. But then once I found out that Elon Musk had started FSD, I was like, oh, I need to pursue this. But I mean, like, I just try to, and I'm going to get on this innovators think tank because I have no clue how to connect to the right people. I take that back. I'm totally freaking connected to the right people. Like, literally, Elon's personal friends. I don't understand why they don't reply. Like, do they think I'm some evil bad guy? I'm seriously, because I write them directly, and I know they see them because they like them. And so I tell them all the time, like, please message me. I'm sending messages. Anyway, which perplexes me because this is 1.35 million human lives per year, 135 million per century, which means over the last 100 years, or the next 100 years, it's going to be 3 times the amount that were killed in World War I and World War II. And this will also prevent World War III because every country will want automated transportation. Our transportation systems, like our blood vessels. And the more blood cells that you can move through there, the healthier your body is. Like, that's why, like, if you look at bodybuilders, that's why they have their blood vessels like that. I'm not a bodybuilder. I just look good. I'm blessed. Seriously, it's astounding. And Jesus loves me. And I am so excited for, and then I'll end this, but there's this guy, he's down on my page, anyway, and it makes me freaking bawl. I can't even think about it in the details, but I would think about the solution because it makes me so excited. But to make Neuralink connected prosthetics, so neural prosthetics, so that people can regain the equivalent of mobility of their body, or have any missing limb of their body replaced. And I've also heard on some studies that they have now figured out how to tap into the nervous system to where you can actually feel it through the sensor. So just like you can give computer output, there can also receive sensor input, giving your body or your brain the ability to feel the sensation of touch through a man-made prosthetic. So anyway, spread the gospel at EGOD. It's so important. If you guys don't do it, nobody will. Love you, Doge fam.